Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster and I am back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a deck profile on branded Chimera and the newly released in Age of Overlord Horus. Branded Chimera Horus deck profile, guys. But before we get into this deck profile, make sure you be subscribed, turn on the notification bell, check out all the social media platforms in the description box. Join up on the Discord. So many places where you could follow me. Be sure to check it out. But let's jump right into this deck profile. I am really excited to showcase what I've been working on. Let's jump to it. So quick note before we jump into the deck profile, guys, this video was recorded before the Arizona Regional, which took place October 28th. So I was extremely busy testing for the Regional with Branded Chimera. I wasn't fully ready to take Branded Chimera Horus to the event. So there is a lot of room for fine-tuning with this current build, and you'll be seeing an updated deck list after a lot more playtesting. Let's jump into it. Of course, we're going to play 3 copies of Cornfield Kotal. The best illusion monster is going to be the main searcher of the strategy, but you guys already knew that. We play 3 copies of Mirror Sword Knight, honestly the best normal summon in the whole deck. And then we play triple copies of Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws. You could technically cut this down to 2. I think the strategy might only need 2, but right now 3 is still working just fine because it gets you to whichever you need, either the spell or Burflement. And speaking of which, we play 2 Burflement. Honestly, the Chimera engine is pretty much the same. Okay, and then we play 2 copies of the Fallen of Albaz. Now, I still think 2 is right, even for this build. I've been in too many games where tier limit is just milling cards and they end up milling 1 copy of Fallen of Albaz. And if the game ends up being a grind game, the branded fusion that you end up drawing might be a dead one. So playing 2 copies is very, very important, especially since tier is getting a little bit more popular now since the horror stuff. And then we play the 1 light Hexial Fusion. We want to make sure that we could get into Dragoon. And then we play Cashier of Fenrir. This is another card that I think you might want to add a 3rd copy of, but 2 works just as fine. And for the Horus engine, I am playing 3 copies of Imseti. This ratio can change. You could, in theory, play 2 copies of, but you want to see this card because this gets you access to Gold Sark. And on top of that, you could just discard whatever you don't need and then get a free draw. And that way you could somewhat refresh your hand. Again, this could potentially change into 2 copies. And then I play 1 copy of Damutif. I apologize if I butchered that name. But in theory, guys, you actually don't have to play this. I just play it because it's another name. But this has synergy with the Chimera stuff because it is a beast. Doesn't do too much, but is just another name. And then we play 1 Happy, I think the 2nd best Horus card. You don't have to play the other one, like I said. This is just another name, and it's a 24 beat stick. But the important thing is that all the Horus cards are just an extra body, so you could use this fusion. Monster hand trap line is going to be 1 Droll, 1 Nibiru, 2 Effect Veiler, and then 2 Ash. These ratios can change, guys. You could put in whatever hand traps that you need. But the reason I put these 2 is because these hurt the most. The deck searches so much, and even more so with the Horus cards. You could add more Ash, more Effect Veiler, or you could just take them out to have crossout targets. But these are used for crossout targets. These are just to be able to counter our opponent with whatever play. Spell and Trap lineup, of course, we're going to play 3 copies of Branded Fusion. You don't play any less than this, honestly. And then I play 3 copies of Chimera Fusion. Like I said earlier, right, if you could cut down Gazelle, you could, in theory, cut this down as well. That way you could have more space, but this is maybe playable at 2. There's times where I was testing, I ended up setting out the 3rd, and it worked just as well, just as long as I saw Mirror Sword Knight or Kotal. And then I play 2 copies of Fusion Armament. This card is absolutely insane. It gives you the name on the field. That way, when you try to resolve Burflement and they activate Imperm or they activate Effect Veiler and you don't have Chimera Fusion in your hand or don't have the ability to avoid the targeting, you know, Cornfield Kotal in the grave is just going to go absolutely insane. For the Horror spells, I actually only play 2 King Sarcophagus. I don't think that you need to play 3, but this is another ratio I was toying around with, and you know, potentially using one. The reason I'm playing two is because if this gets destroyed, then your whole Horus engine is just done. So I would like to see more of this card or have backups in case one gets destroyed. But this card is absolutely insane, guys. And then I played 2 copies of Super Polymerization. I cut out the third to give more space for other cards. But realistically, there's sometimes I just want to side this card. It's just too good not to have in the main. And then I played 2 copies of Crossout Designator. Do not play 3. You do not need 3. Reason that you don't need 3 is because you play 1 Called by the Grave. And then I play 1 Triple Tactics Talons because you need it. And then last but not least, I play 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. All right, on to the extra deck, guys. It's going to be pretty standard. We play 1 Chimera, the King of Mythical Beasts. We play 2 copies of Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. We play 1 Baphomet, the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts. We play 2 copies of Guardian Chimera. And then we play 1 Chimera, the Illusion Beast. The MVP of this deck is Chimera, the Illusion Beast. It's just so freaking good, man. You make this guy with 3 illusions, the one that you summoned off of fusioning into Chimera, and then you use 2 in hand. You're just going to OTK your opponent, right? If you have this and any other guy that has 2K, because you swing, right? Maybe you might take damage, maybe you don't. Let's say you do take damage, that monster is now 0. You attack again, and then attack with any monster that has at least 2K. That's GG's right there. But he came in so clutch, guys. He's such a good card, and it sucks that it was a little late. And then, of course, we play 1 Dragoon, such a hard card to out for most decks, and you have to play it. And then we play the 1 Rimbrum. We play 1 Albion, the Branded Dragon. We play 1 Lubellion, the Searing Dragon, and then we play 1 Mirror Jade. This is the best lineup, in my personal opinion. It just works. You don't want to play more than them. You never go into another Mirror Jade, Lubellion, or Albion. Maybe in some grind games it comes up, but not often. Not often. And then we play Super Poly targets. We play 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp. We play 1 Garura. And then we play 1 Brighter Plant, Draco Stapelia. Now, I was playing Starving Venom instead of this, but this guy comes up so often, right? The Dark and the Fusion, it's just so good. Such a good card. And he's also a negate. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for today's deck profile. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. And if you are planning to build a deck, let me know. Did this video help you out? What are your thoughts on the deck profile? What ratios do you think should change? Let me know everything in the comment section, guys. I'll definitely appreciate your feedback. And like I said at the beginning, there's just so much change that you can make to the deck. This is definitely not going to be the final build. Hopefully, sometime soon, after a lot more testing, I get to give you guys a final build of the deck, because I personally think there's so much you can change, but this is what I ultimately been testing, and it's been working, so I wanted to put that out there. But let me know in the comment section below. I'll check you guys out later. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Turn on the notification bell. My name is Winstor, guys. Check you guys out later. Peace out.